And welcome back to Mate76 Gaming. My name's Morgan. This is Hogwarts Legacy. Just going to keep going where we left off in the last one. We're up in the Highlands. Going to speak to Helen. Anyway, let's jump in and keep going with the story and try and get our broom unlocked. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and you can subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified of future uploads or when a live stream starts. But let's jump into it.
Here you are.
Helen's
I'm
place.
pleased to see you took my advice.
Revelio.
Bit of a snoop around before we speak to her. Dear sister, it's been some time since we heard from you. How are things in the ministry? We continue to think of you and hope that you are doing well. You'd be happy to know that we've all made our peace with your decision to become an aura. As dangerous as it is, you must live your life, follow your path. You're doing so in the service of the wizarding world. I'm proud to call you sister. I must inform you of something that you may find curious. It seems a troll has taken up residence in the train tunnel near town. All things mostly certain to learn a tragic lesson about fundamental velocity of locomotives. Okay.
New instruments are expensive.
Borrow some coin off it. Josh won't mind.
Revelio.
Some more reflections. More reflections.
Madam Thistlewood. I met your great-uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldridge believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an aura.
Very well. I'm listening.
Decades ago, a student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban. It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible, but I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
What a horrible story. If you think I can help, I'll come with you.
This is wonderful news. You are to be commended for your kindness and bravery. Fortunately, being a retired aura has its benefits. We can apparate right to her. I've escorted ministers, professors, and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
Why do we have brown hair now?
You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
I'd like to know more about Anne.
That poor soul. Never was the brightest girl, and that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect Jackdaw and Apollonia were merely toying with her. Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways, she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black?
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one. Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the Ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
Very well. Let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Do take care now, and tread lightly in that horrible place.
We'll be there in but a moment.
It's like our hair's back to the purple some of the time in there, but...
That ought to keep them at bay for now. Though, be aware, you may feel a wave of despair. It will pass.
Thank you for the warning.
This really is a dismal place, but we'll be out of here soon enough. Now follow me. Mind your step.
I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself.
Nasty Dementors. Not even I could convince the Ministry to send them off. There's no need for such monsters.
Careful around, Anne. She's been here a lot.
If I had my wand, I'd cast Crucio on the lot of you!
You don't scare me, young cur.
Feel like they've left some good loot in the prison.
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
Who's there? Why torment me further?
No one at school's going to believe this.
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
I'm a student from Hogwarts. I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggyfield.
Are you saying that the missing pages are in a cave? Near Upper Hogsfield?
Field, ruins house, a vault concealed.
A vault in some ruins? Near Upper Hogsfield? I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book.
Ellen, know you're here.
Come in closer, be a dear.
What is it, Anne?
Right. She may be a little too far gone to be letting out.
You're hurt.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
But Madam Thistlewood, all right. I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave. Seems a pleasant enough little place.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his... Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
This looks intriguing.
Check. Why our plants are white. So one thing I read said to put them on low, so we'll give that a go quickly. See if low green's better than ultra white. Those ones are meant to be white, are they? Nope. So it doesn't fix it. Or does it? Yeah, so once those ones have popped in green, they've stayed green. Okay, what's up here? No. Oof. Well, hopefully we'll get a driver update that'll fix that. Now. So we just put up with white bushes and things for a little bit. Okay, so I think we're right for spells.
This must be the place Anne told me about.
We need Lumos, whatever the heck it is.
No one's been here for ages.
If it gets dark.
Revelio.
Unlocked.
Accio. Revelio. Accio. No. How did you do this, Jackdaw?
What have we got? Is there anything written around anywhere? Heck, are we looking? Is there anything back here we've missed? Any clues?
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Doesn't look like any clues, okay.
Accio. No, that's not
Okay,
it.
so that one's wrong. That one stayed out, so let's then try the top one goes in.
Oh, that's done something.
Same pattern over here, maybe. And top outside.
Accio. You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind? Revelio.
My dearest Anne, well done, you've solved my puzzle. I knew you were a kindred spirit and the only one with whom I could truly share my adventures. Meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest as soon as you can, and I will show you the map that I mentioned. There is no telling where it will lead us. I found it on pages that Peeves ripped from a secret book, and no one else seems to be able to find. I haven't any idea what lays ahead, but I am glad to know I shall share my future with you. This is only beginning. Richard. P.S. I'm terribly glad you found this, as I would have gone on alone if you did not. What fun would that have been?
A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all? Revelio. I should investigate.
She never found the note, and she probably never found, or never knew that he was going to the edge of the secret forest.
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed. Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do.
I do? That was my puzzle you solved. What are you doing here?
A retired aura, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves, and then Anne told me about a cave.
You saw Anne? Broke my heart. I had to go on without her. Probably best of her in the end. Dare I ask? How is she?
She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her.
What? Azkaban? Oh, poor Anne. I had no idea. I thought she'd written me off. I've been traveling the world for years to mend my broken heart. I came back here only recently. On a whim. I must speak to the aura you mentioned and see how I can help Anne.
I'm glad to hear it. Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned?
I'm almost certain I dropped them in the cave the moment I was beheaded. They're bound to be mouldering away with the rest of me. Tell you what, meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you precisely where to find them.
How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist?
I didn't steal the pages from his ghostly form. I merely found them in his wake of destruction. He has a penchant for wrecking things. Books, bottles, suits of armor, whatever's likely to cause the most chaos. Found them on the floor outside the library where he discarded them. Not my luckiest find, all things considered.
Helen mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall?
Have you never met any members of the Black family? They can be rather vindictive. Once Anne showed an interest in me, Apollonia couldn't let it alone. That her own heart had grown cold simply didn't matter.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you lose your head?
I was having a look about when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze, after which I felt, well, lightheaded. That's all I remember. Hence, if you do find yourself in a cave, be prepared. I can't tell you what for specifically, but you seem a perceptive sort. Beware a light breeze.
Thank you. I need to find those pages to help a friend.
I shall see you there.
Alrighty.
This place has seen better days. Revelio.
Alright, where are we off to next? Follow your lead to the book's missing pages. Right. No. Meet him at the Forbidden Forest. Can we get through this way? Let's hope so. Fast travel down here, save us walking all that way.
Source indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Oh, the anticipation.
Levioso. Incendio. Protego.
Luck. Nothing more than luck. Avoiding our problems.
Incendio. Your poaching days are over.
which is...
I'll check your pockets after you're dead.
Incendio.
Admirable trick.
Leviosa.
No!
Incendio.
And I haven't even had my tea yet! Capringo!
No.
You're not going to like this.
Incendio. Protego. Incendio. Accio.
We got potion.
Revelio.
Oh, let's keep going.
Here I am, as good as my word.
Into the forest, okay.
We meet again, Richard Jackdaw.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised to see you. It would take the patience of a Hufflepuff to track down these pages.
Well said. Now, where do we go from here?
Follow me. I shall lead you as far as I can, but I fear I may remain a tad reluctant to revisit the scene of my demise. Keep your eyes open for a bird bath. When you find it, say intramuros. I think it's Latin. Or Greek. As you can imagine, I never paid much attention in school. Shall we?
Aside from the bird bath, anything else I should look for?
Indeed. A few landmarks. A stone
Revelio.
bridge, a waterfall, and, if I recall, a lake. You'll see.
You've been very helpful. Thank you.
Surprising how much of this is, rather unfortunately, coming back to me. Yes. You know, the closer we get, the more I'm remembering. Probably best I leave you to it. Simply stick to the path and keep a sharp eye out for that bird bath. Adieu.
We're going this way.
Is that Latin? Or Greek?
Alright, let's see what we can find.
Nothing to do now but keep going. The waterfall. For a thief, Jackdaw's surprisingly as good as his word. Revelio.
Okay, nothing in the water it looks like.
something oddly solemn about this place. Such regal creatures, stags. There it is. Just as Jackdaw described. Intramuros.
Aren't you a little far from home?
Ranrock knew you'd eventually lead us to whatever it is you're hiding. Attack! No, that's embarrassing, isn't it? You're so very weak.
Expelliarmus! Protego!
Lucky, that's all.
No risk those loyalists will report back to Ranrock now. Let's see where Jackdaw has led me. Revelio.
These damn things sound like footsteps. In we go. Jackdaw's tomb.
I wonder how big this place is. Revelio.
Those dead spiders, something else.
These rooms must have something to do with opening this door. Shoot the symbol, but it doesn't stay lit for long. Impressive. That must be where all this leads. Someone didn't want casual visitors down here.
All right. Let's keep an eye out for goodies as we go.
I wonder if any of my spells will help me through this. Incendio! Incendio! Levioso! Protego! Accio! Incendio!
Can't pick those up because we're already full. See a big chest over the back there?
I'm not going to touch those. Ugh. Levioso! Incend Potato! Accio! Incendio! Incendio!
All these fangs.
Revelio.
And the chest. We got upgraded gloves already. Embroidered formal uniform. Okay, this one's a lock to 13. It's actually better, so we'll just stick with that. That's the way we're headed, so what's this way?
If I could summon that platform to me, I could likely get on it. Accio! Protego! Incendio! Not a headless skeleton in sight. But I may as well help myself to this.
Rugged dueling gloves. Like they're an upgrade again. 27. All the better than the locked ones.
Accio!
Gonna drop down here.
An untouched chest. Jackdaw wasn't very thorough in his search of this cave.
Some dishes and some eggs. Okay, let's go back the way we're meant to be going.
Incendio! Accio!
Leave that in the middle in case we need to get back there.
Accio! Incendio.
Keep missing with Incendio.
If Jackdaw can solve this, so can I. Revelio.
Look it up there.
Levioso. Here.
Count those ones, drop them down.
Accio.
Can't move that block. Put up here. Let's go back off this way, see what's up here. See another chest.
That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of him.
Maybe we're not getting the whole story. That scarf is an improvement, is it? 25. Offense 22.
It's a good thing Jackdaw didn't fall down there. Accio.
Look what's over here. More goodies.
I'm glad Richard Jackdaw left a little something behind for me, but where could he be? Accio! Incendio! Not a headless skeleton in sight. But I may as well help myself to this. Incendio! Protego! Incendio! That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of him. Revelio.
It is all a bit sus. Okay, we got some spiders up there waiting.
Incendio! Accio! Expelliarmus! Levioso!
Okay, can't get through that. It's not that I can see. So go back around.
Accio!
As we use our big ones once in a while.
Revelio.
That's where we were on the other side. Gotta get around there. Good-o. Let's keep moving.
I'm glad Richard Jackdaw left a little something behind for me, but where could he be?
Gear slots are full, eh? What have we picked up? Top hat's worth 90. It's the cheapest stuff we can get rid of. It's like 60. Sell the expensive stuff. $60 gold stuff we'll get rid of. Except for the one we're wearing, $12.25. Okay, they got us 3 back. Dreamer's Nightwear. Guess we got to start trimming this out a lot quicker. We'll work out a way to carry more. That's worth 90. Just pajamas. What was that? Where did we come down? We came down there, did we?
An untouched chest. Jackdaw wasn't very thorough in his search of this cave.
Yeah, that's where we came down.
There it is. The bridge, it's almost complete. More spiders. These can't be what beheaded Richard Jackdaw. Incendio. Protego.
Ooh, we should save their big ones.
Levioso. Protego. Incendio. Levioso. Levioso. Protego. Farewell, monster. I can only imagine how these spiders have multiplied since Jackdaw came this way.
You want to actually explore the rest of the cave before we go through? Ah, can we not get back? That would suck. Can't fit through there either, eh? He's lost his climbing skills again.
That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of him.
Some ornate ebony gloves. I got level 12, 27, level 12, 27. Let's destroy some of this other stuff that's 90. Bit more space.
I'll need to look around for the symbol.
Yes, the symbol's one there. One there. What's the other one? So 3 so far. Okay, those 2. Got a walkway.
Must be getting closer to Jackdaw's remains and those pages.
There's a couple of dudes with axes. Someone had their head knocked off. They would definitely...
We
be a
meet
way to do
again,
it.
Richard Jackdaw. Thank you for keeping these pages safe all these years. Here it is. The map that brought your doom, Jackdaw. Is there something beyond this room?
Hello, one of the big fellas. Saved our specials. Too big for Levioso. Makes it easy if you just knock the two other ones out first, make it a one-on-one.
But that's unnerving. What's happening?
I was about to run away.
Revelio.
I just want to check we pick something up, so we need to have room in case we get... Unidentified back item. Take that to the room of requirement, okay. What else can we get rid of? It is legendary, but probably never going to equip it. It's going to be too low leveled now, so we'll burn it.
I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section. Revelio. Where am I? Oh no, the room's starting to flood. How am I being protected? What sort of magic is this?
Don't know, but... just count yourself lucky, I guess.
I can only hope this magic protects me until I'm able to make my way out of here. What is this place?
Where the heck are we? It's either going to be very good or very bad.
can it be?
It's actually okay, I guess.
Revelio. It's you.
Has someone finally found our map chamber?
I recognize you from the Pensives. You're Professor Rackham.
I am indeed. I must confess that I am surprised to see someone so young standing before me.
I'm the same age that you and Isadora Morganach were when you started at Hogwarts.
You've paid attention, and might I presume you share our ability?
To see traces of ancient magic? Yes, sir, I do.
As you have likely realized by now, our ability gives us a unique relationship with all forms of magic. We can access expressions of magic that few others can. Opportunities will arise that allow you to sharpen this rare talent. Do not squander them.
I won't, Professor. Thank you.
We have much to discuss. But first, a map found in a certain book led you here. Place the book on the pedestal.
I don't have the book with me, sir.
That is unfortunate. I'm afraid we must pause our conversation until you return with the book.
The statues and carvings in the house on the cliffside, those are of you. Are you a seer?
I am.
Did you know that I would be here?
I cannot say more at present, except to say that your presence here does not entirely surprise me.
Fair enough.
I'm a bit confused, sir. Why is this room called the map chamber?
I assure you that all will be clear once the book has been placed on the pedestal.
Very well. I'll retrieve the book right away.
Good. We shall speak again once the book is in place.
Your connection to ancient magic has unlocked talents. You will receive 1 talent point each time you increase your wizarding level. You have new talent points to spend in the talents menu in your field guide. Okay. You earn talent points, +1 starting at level 5. You may spend these talent points as you wish to enhance your spells, increase your combat powers, stealth, and more. Choose wisely. Talent points may only be spent once, so the number of talents you acquire will be limited. Return here often to see what powerful new talents await. Okay, let's have a look. What we got? Spells. Help you improve your spell casting. Increase your abilities to dark arts. Improve your overall effectiveness. Improve your ability to sneak around. Improve your use of potions. And combat plants. Okay. Spells. What do we got? Okay, Incendios, Ring of Flame. Enemies near a target are also pulled to you. Enemies near a target levitated are also levitated. Okay, that one's handy. So we got all our points. We had 8 points there, now we're down to 7. So we got all the points from level 5, so it doesn't matter when you unlock these, you don't lose points. We'll grab this one. Now, do you have to unlock all? These ones to go up? Maybe not. Anyway, let's see what the other ones are before we go nuts. Same effect as cursed on enemies, take increased damage. Stupefies when you hold the shield, and I keep missing that, so I won't really worry about that one. Do that one. Yeah, that one. Probably worthwhile as well. Core, what have we got? Throws disarm enemies. Ah, new spell set is added. Okay. That's what we need. That's more a quality of life thing than anything else. Okay. Heals to a greater effect. Another new spell set. Holding down dodge allows you to vanish and reappear nearby. Successful Protego blocks will contribute to the ancient magic meter. I spend most of my time rolling around, not blocking things. Basic cast, yes. Reduces cooldown, we need that one. So I guess the healing and the dodge are going to be the other most handy ones, I think. If we remember to hold dodge instead of tapping it. Let's check out what the other ones were, just in case. Probably should have looked at these before we spent all the points. Allows you to sprint while using disillusionment. Ability to detect you is reduced. That one probably would have been handy, so we've already got that unlocked for the stealth, but if it makes it better, why not? For each Chinese chomping cabbage thrown, a second chomping cabbage is generated and released at no cost. Edurus potion makes you invulnerable and deflects projectile attacks back to enemies. Alright. Looks like we're done here until we come back with the book. So where's this going to bring us out? It's the $1,000,000 question.
I found the pages and the map chamber. Why would I need the book?
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Well, she got a flu flame there to come back. Actually, let me check. How do I switch this? Okay, let's assign someone here. I just wonder. With that chest eyeballing us, if I disappear, can I then open it? Maybe. Nope. Okay. Worth a try. Got some owls. Okay, while we're here, can we light these? Okay, lighting one, lit them both. Not sure what that's done for us.
Revelio. I'm back at Hogwarts. I wonder when Professor Fig will be back. I did promise him I wouldn't neglect my studies while he was away. Suppose I have enough to distract myself with till he returns with the book. Accio! Revelio!
Okay, so we still can't undo locks. Guessing there's a spell for that somewhere. We haven't got yet. That one's locked.
Revelio!
That life is behind me.
Sleeping dragon statue. Exactly are we in here? Oh, flying class, okay. First things first. Oops. Let's head to Hogsmeade quickly. So we can sell all our gear. We need to do that a little more
Does it
regularly.
get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
Whereabouts is the closed place? Over here. Hope he's still open.
Come on in and have a look around. No touching if you have sticky fingers.
Okay, we did also just need to check the last thing we picked up. Can't even remember what it was. Ah, was it a scarf? Yep, that's right. Okay, we've leveled up, so we can take that one as well. So let's wear that. Which means we can sell all of these that aren't as good. Same with that, sell everything. Lavender patch scarf, what else we got? That'll do. And robes. Okay, so we got to hang on to that one for the room of requirement. Oof. Okay, sell that as well.
Plenty for your perusal today. Take your time.
Okay, we are selling that.
If I haven't said it before, it's a pleasure doing business with you.
Right back at you, mate. Some cash money.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
All right. Done and done. Back we go. Don't tell me flying's gonna finally get us our broom. It's really gonna open things up a bit for us. A lot more exploring. Turn around, mate. You're going back in.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Revelio.
Before we start that, where's the fast travel? There we go.
Everybody grab a broom, and we shall get started.
All right.
Mr. Clopton, your attention, please.
Sorry, Madam Kagawa.
Everyone, please welcome a new student to our flying class.
Welcome. Hello.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely, as broom flight is, first and foremost, a means of transportation. This, I fear, some of you have forgotten. Diving, rolling, and loop-the-loops will not be taught or in fact tolerated in this class. We'll leave that to professional Quidditch players, like the Toyohashi Tengu. Not a fan, I take it? Now, let's see how well everyone kept up with their practice over the summer holidays. For those who need a refresher, step up to your broom, say up firmly and clearly, then kick your leg over and rest your weight on the seat. Up! Thank you. Now, your turn.
Up!
Up!
Up, you stupid ratty school broom!
Up!
I'll throw a leg over.
One leg over, so there's a leg on each side. None of that side saddle nonsense. A gust of wind will throw you right off. And if you hear my whistle while you're in flight, ground yourself at once.
Okay.
Good. Now, for your first lesson, fly through each ring in the courtyard. Do take care. The brooms are school property. I want them returned in one piece.
I think I'm getting the hang of this. This is brilliant.
Yes. Good. And lean.
Where's the gas?
Well done. Now that you're acclimatized to your broom, let's see how well you manage with a more advanced exercise, shall we?
Let's do it.
This next set of rings will take you around the grounds for more of a challenge.
What a view!
Hello! Nice day for a flight!
Aha! Brilliant!
Ah, the old boathouse. Wish you could have experienced crossing the lake as a first year. Whoa! Our aquatic resident likes to make an appearance once in a while.
Heck was that?
Good. I've got this.
Oh, well done! Have a moment? I say, I watched you fly through those rings. You seem to handle yourself on that dusty school broom well enough. I'd imagine you're ready for something a bit more challenging. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We haven't properly met. I'm Everett Clopton. Am I right in suspecting that a Hufflepuff like you might be interested in some high-flying fun?
You would be correct.
Can't say no to that. What did you have in mind?
A bit of a detour, so to speak. Follow me. The tour is about to begin. Follow closely now.
Where is he?
Right now, we're flying over the Transfiguration Courtyard. Lovely as ever. Let's hope the headmaster isn't having tea by the window today. Nice to get above it all, isn't it? Ahead of the gardens, the Hufflepuff common room windows just peek out. Bit claustrophobic for my taste.
How is Everett flying so quickly?
Here's something handy to know. Lean forward for a burst of speed. Helpful if you need to escape a tricky situation.
Ha! Now that's more like it.
You sure you're not part? There's the famous bridge. Think of all the magic holding it up. I mean, look at it. And the owlery. That's a bit of solid architecture, isn't it?
Flying tips and a jaunt around Hogwarts. This is quite the tour, Everett.
That's Kagawa's whistle. This concludes our tour. Best hurry back. Looks like she's already dismissed class. Better hurry and hand in our brooms. Dismount here.
Oop.
And where have you two been?
Oh, hello, Professor. We were trying to get a bit of extra practice in.
Hefty points will be taken from each of you for not following my instructions. Mr. Clopton, I'm disappointed in you. You're in this class because you're still not showing yourself, or frankly, your broom the proper respect.
But, Professor...
Enough. Class is finished for the day. As for you, you do well to use better judgment in the future.
Where's the fun in that?
Chin up. That was some rather good flying.
Sorry about that business with Kagawa, but you have to admit, those views were worth it.
It was worth losing a few house points for that detour.
You seem at home on a broom. Bet if you had a fancy model, you could fly laps around Imelda. She's Kagawa's favorite. I could show her a thing or two if I had my own broom. Hate having to return the school broom after class.
Perhaps I have to purchase a broom then?
If you can, you should. Wish I could. I recommend visiting Albie Weeks at Spintwitches in Hogsmeade. He's always looking to test new models. I'll keep an eye out for you in the sky.
Alrighty. What have we unlocked? The Dragon Hide reward. Okay. Okay, Spider Slayer armor. Spider Slayer helmet. Okay, those are only appearance things. That's alright. There is no slot in their inventory taken up with those ones. Appearance reward, legendary armored attire. Legendary mask is next. Lucky leprechaun gloves next. Okay. Remove our hood, check out the clothes. So that is the legendary armored attire. Grey Adventurer Ensemble. Uniforms. Fair enough. Might actually stick with that one. Might not have the neck clipping through it. We're still going to get that identified. That other back piece we've got. Identified school robe. That's the dragonhide cloak. And spider armor. Interesting. Okay. Else. Oh, we've got the helmet, that's right. The helmet. And the top hat. The other new one. Nothing new in the glasses. The ornate ebony gloves. That's what we're already wearing. Alright, anyways, well, we might wrap this one up. We've had our first fly on the broom. Not too shabby. Now we're going to have to go and buy one, so I'll have to work out how much that is. We got about 3,000 coins we've been saving up, so hopefully we'll be able to buy one and start getting a round. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, as usual, be sure to leave a like, and you can also subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified of future uploads or when a live stream starts. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next time for some more Hogwarts Legacy. See ya.